So when most people talk about Mario Kart, they tend to leave this one out. Super Mario Kart! And for good reason. This game is fucking garbage. It is hot trash, and it's not good. But I still had fun playing it, and I think you would too. Subscribe if you like suffering and want to watch my content. Then you're going to suffer through it. And we're going to suffer through this one together. Game is fucking cruel. I had a hard time with Super Mario Kart, and you know, I know what you're thinking. Mario Kart? Oh, you had a hard time? You should learn to drift. And you know what? You're right. You're right. But I can drift. I drift really good in Mario Kart 64. I grew up with that game. That game was a pioneer for 3D racing games. It was an iconic racer in a sea of racers. Super Mario Kart is just rough. So the way it works is levels are flat, man. It's like environments were not fully developed yet. I don't know how to explain this. Everything is just so flat. Like walls exist on the ground. They don't exist as three-dimensional objects. And they bounce you off like fucking bumper cars, man. It's really wretched, and then you end up slowing to a crawl or getting bumped off to a boardwalk on Banshee Boardwalk. It's really bad. You get pulled up by Koopa, and Luigi's right on your ass with a fucking star every 5 seconds. I struggled with that because he's just your rival incessantly. Him or Yoshi. They're just always the rival for some reason. And each character has their own unique item that they use and that you don't get. Now, it's true you could get a star, but Luigi just has one at all times, as does Mario. And so does every character on the racetrack. And so Yoshi, right? Yoshi will lay these Yoshi eggs that just get plopped onto the course and that you will collide with time after time. I mean, you can dodge them if you're pretty skilled. Honestly, it's less lethal than Mario's star, but Yoshi, he will fuck you up with these things. I had Donkey Kong Jr. drop a banana on me as I was about to take top 4 on Banshee Boardwalk, and I go right into the ocean. And that's so rough because then I lose all my places, and I have to take top 4 in order to progress to the next stage. If I don't, I lose a life. Since when the fuck did Mario Kart have a life counter? That's some bullshit. It's so fucking cruel. It's like I get none of these amenities. Okay, and you know what? One thing I didn't experience was getting lightning struck at me. And I got it one time in my entire playthrough as a usable item, and it was really nice, but the odds of getting it are so rare. I do like the feather. It's exploitable to hop over certain parts of the courses, and there are some jumps that you can make. I can think of this other good one on a Banshee Boardwalk that was really cool. I saw one guy do a really cool one on the Bowser's Castle level, so I envy that. I think that's pretty unique and gives you some replay value when it comes to some of the courses. But I think it was 50-50 for me with courses. I had a really hard time with these thwomps. So every course would have 5 laps, which is weird. It's a bit of an aberration. And on courses that had thwomps, it was mostly Bowser's Castle, with the exception of the Rainbow Road as well. That one had some thwomps. The thwomps would drop down exactly when you don't expect them to. And usually they won't squash you, but sometimes they do, and then you get screwed. But mostly they just slow you down. I feel like I'm a magnet for thwomps. It is wretched playing on these courses with all of these thwomps. They're just unavoidable. It's wild. And then the drifting is hard. So it doesn't work like drifting in the future Mario Karts where you can kind of build or generate a boost. The drifting in this one just does a hard turn for you, and it just kind of keeps you drifting after you have done the initial drift. And there's definitely some hard turns in this game, But what I found would happen was when I tried drifting, I would drift off course. And my turning was just never precise, even with the most balanced character of Koopa Troopa. Koopa and Toad are considered the most balanced, I guess, next to Mario and Luigi, who are all-rounders as well, but in a different way. Yoshi, Peach, those guys are the fast accelerators, which I guess could be helpful. But I just stuck with Koopa Troopa through my playthrough, and you know, it was mostly okay. I did have a really hard time with Star Cup and Special Cup. Just this one Bowser's Castle level was the death of me. I kept getting to that point and using all my lives, not making it to top 4. And then by the time I came for Special Cup, I had a hard time with the first course. The next 3 after that were pretty rough. And then Rainbow Road was just a monster. I didn't even try doing it without setting up a save point ahead of time. And even with that, I still tied for first place at the end of the Grand Prix. But I do enjoy a couple things about this game, especially musically. I think it's pretty charming. And then there's one level, it's this beach level. All the beach theme levels are great. I had a great time with those, and they had a nice tropical vibe that I kind of appreciate from these Mario Kart type of games. So I did finish the game on 100cc, which is the default next to 50cc. And what do you get as a reward? 150cc. And when I got that and the credits, I said I'll be good for a while. I don't think I'm going to be playing this game. But I will say, as hard as it was an experience, and it got a lot of emotions out of me. Ones I didn't know I had for a video game. So, there it is. Super Mario Kart. Woohoo!